Okay. Hello. How we doing? Doing good? Hello. I love this. Ooh, that's a good crunchy boom arm. Good crunchy boom arm. Hello. I'm gonna peek the fuck out of my mic. Bring the level down a little bit. There we go. Hello, hello, hello. Love this shitty microphone boom arm. You love to see it. Hi, welcome to Saturday. Hopefully you guys had a good week. How y'all doing today? How is y'all's Saturday going? How was y'all's week? Hope you had a good week. Hope you had a grand old time. I hope so. What did I have for breakfast today? I had some potatoes and eggs for breakfast this morning. I had potatoes and eggs and it was good. With some Tabasco sauce on top. Can't be beat. Yeah, idle time. Yeah, things have been a bit topsy-turvy. So, like, for the first half of this month of January, or last month of January, I was sick as fuck. December was holidays, so we just haven't had time to sit down and organize an episode of Idle Time. We will have one this month. We have one, maybe two, hopefully two, different guests lined up. Not at the same time, but one per episode. So there will be an episode this month. Don't you worry. It'll be back. Just haven't had time to do it. Both Richter and I are very much neck deep in our video projects. So we've been like pretty fucking busy. So we just haven't been, like, we've been discombobulated and we haven't gotten together to record an episode. So don't worry, it'll happen. Also, yes, reminder to swap to live chat so you don't see shit getting filtered. Very important to do. Had a decent week now playing Nikkei on my ThinkPad T480 with Arch Linux. Playing Nikkei? Buddy? The hell? Of all things. Yeah, looking at top chat in the YouTube chat, friendly reminder, completely kills all the messages because it filters out so many things. It filters out certain phrases, it filters out certain words, ideas. If you want to see the actual chat room, go to the live chat instead. Anyway, we got something special today. I'm starting out with something special before I dive back into some more TF2 Classic. So, there's two meanings. We got a double meaning to the stream title today. I'm gonna see if I can do this right because it'll be a little tricky. Okay, so we're gonna do TF2C. We're gonna do TF2 Classicified because I want to play more with the brick. Hence, we're gonna start bricking it up in TF2 Classic. But we're also gonna get a little bit more literal with bricking it up because I'm gonna build a Bionicle for the first time in 15 years, and I'm very excited. I hope you guys are ready. We're gonna build a Bionicle for myself for the first time in like 15 years. We're doing that today. I got the parts here. I got the pieces. A couple of friends of mine gave me a very, very beautiful, lovely Christmas gift because I have like a 99% complete Bionicle collection. The only problem is I'm missing a couple other sets. I'm missing a couple of sets. I'm missing like very, very early sets. So I'm missing the Manas Crabs from 2001. And I'm a couple of sets I have are in great disrepair. One of them being the Tarakawa. The light green one that I own is missing a whole bunch of pieces off his head. So I've been looking for a replacement, and my buddies, they got me one. So I'm gonna build it for y'all today. I'm excited. And then that means I'm only needing to replace Kadak and Gadak, or the Barag Queens. Gotta replace those. And then I have to get the Manas Crabs, and then I have a 100% complete Bionicle collection. The rest are in storage. I have them in climate-controlled storage because my current living situation does not have a lot of space to put everything out on display. So, for now, this one Tarkava set will have to do in my room. So, let me open up my model building kit here, so I can actually cut this package open. Let me get my little pair of nippers here, that I otherwise use for cutting off pieces for a model kit, because I have to cut off this damn bubble wrap. And then once I have this open, I'll angle the camera down, and I'm gonna build this motherfucker. No, yeah, this is one of the main reasons why I wanted this set, is because I had to replace the broken, or not the technically broken, but the one of the Tarkava that was missing a whole bunch of pieces. So I'm very, very glad that I got this one. Fun died in 2009 when Bionicle ended. I feel like a lot of the imagination and joy that children otherwise feel is greatly watered down or lost, because much of young and entertainment is condensed into, you know, this. They don't get their hands dirty, they don't get their imaginations working, they're not playing with toys and playing with other human beings in the same room. They're all just looking, they're all doing this, or they're playing Roblox or something. You feel me? Something ain't right about that. So let me angle my microphone up, and let me bring this down. I think this should work reasonably well to show off the workspace here. I think this will work. Yes, it will. Alright. Mind you, this is secondhand. This is, you know, bought off eBay or something or other. So hopefully all the pieces are here. People are usually pretty good, especially when they're reselling old Bionicles. Like, you can tell this motherfucker's on it by how he packaged everything. He even has the rubber bands. I'm very curious about what the state of these rubber bands are in, because if they're the original rubber bands from the set, usually they degrade quite severely over time. So I'm very curious to see if they still have their elasticity, or if they've become incredibly brittle. But we're gonna find out. Let's see, then we have all the blue pieces here. This guy's on it, man. He sorted everything for me. Whoever packaged up this set is a freaking champion. So we got the blue. We got the teal. Technically, this is teal, so we'll just label it as teal. We have all the smaller components here, along with like little boxing gloves. I don't know where my friends bought this from, actually. I'm not sure if they got it off eBay, if they got it through Bricklink. I'm not entirely sure. Bricklink is very reputable, and they tend to have very trustworthy sellers. So you go anywhere else, like eBay or Amazon or something, you're gonna get like your risk goes up. Your risk goes up when you're trying to buy something like that. Okay, so we're gonna start with the blue one. Y'all got it off eBay? eBay is a risk, but it's also gotten a lot better over the years. Like back in the day, getting something off eBay was a complete gamble. But now that eBay's having Amazon to compete with, they have to really up their standards and make sure people aren't ripping other people off. Otherwise, why would they ever go to eBay? So I'm familiarized with building Gunpla, never a Bionicle, so I'm curious for this one. Remarkably more simple than anything Gunpla, or Gunpla. So, yeah, it's bricks. I mean, that's why the stream is, you know, we got the double meaning. We have, like, literal bricks here. So, come on, focus. Focus? You get the idea. It's not gonna focus, but you get the idea. My problem with eBay is they always scalp the shit out of set. That's a problem, is a lot of people, oftentimes, they know what they have. They know what they have. It's very expensive as a result, and if you really want something, you're gonna have to bite the bullet and pay that price if you can't really get it anywhere else. And usually if someone knows what they have, that also means they've taken care of it, because they want to preserve its value. So if you're buying it for the sake of, like, collecting and not resale, because you're a demon if you only buy things for resale, then chances are it's gonna be worth the money. So long as it's not, like, an exorbitant amount of money, right? But like, if you have the money to burn, you're buying a luxury item like this, then fuck yeah, why not? Yeah, that's my concern too, is, I mean, the pieces in general look very, very pristine. They did a lot of cleaning. You're normally gonna see a lot of wear on joints and, like, along here too. Like, these are the roller wheels that the tread goes on, but these are remarkably blemish free. Like, I see no dents, I see no chips, there's a few scratches on the external pieces, but really it basically looks brand new. So this is remarkably, remarkably pristine for a Lego set that's now 25 years old. 25 years old, this set, which is crazy to think about. 25 years old. Tower Cover are the only from that year that I don't have. I'm feeling like a jealous 8-year-old right now. Hey man, there are sets out there. Just gotta hunt them down. Again, I know they're expensive and you gotta make it worth the investment, but if you're a collector like I am, it is. If you're any kind of collector like I am, the money is of no concern. This is something else too. Like these softer rubber pieces, like this is the tread that goes along the bottom. These tend to get very brittle with age, especially if it's not stored in a climate-controlled unit. If it's not climate-controlled and it gets hot or very cold, then that really wears down softer plastics. But I'm seeing really no signs of wear or damage. There's a little chip there, but this is like practically new, and most of the wear is on the inner part of the tread. So this is very, very good condition. Very good condition. You held up a plate and called it a brick. Well, I mean, for me, I call it a brick. If it's got the nubs, I generally call these bricks. Of course, you have like the actual thicker bricks. This is not really a brick, but you get my point. I label it as such. Let me get the rest of the pieces I need out here before I continue. Put the plastic over there. Get these out here. The guy who packaged these is a fucking champion. Sorting out all the pieces. I've ordered some sets off eBay before, and and some people just make absolutely no effort, none whatsoever, to properly sort the pieces. They just kind of send it to you a bit discombobulated. So. Alright, let me see. Am I gonna need anything else here? Have the flat angle pieces. I'm probably not gonna need any of these yet, because this is mostly for the head, but I'll go ahead and open it to the side here. And for the sake of contrast, I'm going to move my mouse pad so you guys can actually see what I'm doing. Put this out here. Also want to see what these rubber bands are like. That's my main interest here. You get these pieces out there. They're the head pieces and the tubes. Like these two, you can tell this was pre-built because these soft plastics retain their shape. And so they were likely in this position for like years. So I'm a little scared to move these pieces around a bit because these are, when they originally shipped the sets, were really soft, but these have become incredibly rigid. I'm afraid of these snapping. So I'm going to be very careful with those. Not going to put any more force than is necessary on those. Here's all the black bits. Many, many black bits. Again, guy who packaged these is a fucking champion. My god, so many little plastic bags here before we can even get started. I want to see these rubber bands. Did I hear about the leak that there'd be a Tahu minifigure in the next minifigure blind box series? That would be actually kind of insulting, because I just like miss Bionicle and I don't like the nostalgia bit. Hey, remember these really cool toys that we canceled because we couldn't keep up with our fans anymore? And they weren't earning us as much money as Star Wars? Yeah, we're just gonna get rid of these now. And then we're gonna have a half-ass reboot of infinitely inferior toys, both in design, playability, and story. So, lame. Alright. Let's have a bit of a rubber band check here. Remarkably pliant. I am genuinely shocked how good a condition these are in. These may not be the... Oh, no, I think these are the originals. They are. I can see the kinks in them. The camera's not gonna pick this up. But you can see the kinks where they were resting on these pegs in order to have the arm action. So these were indeed the original rubber bands, it looks like. But again, I see... Ooh, yeah, see, there we go. I wonder if I can get that focus. Not that I'm complaining, this is expected. But any rubber band is not going to last 20 years. And the fact that these are still all in one piece... The fact that these are still all in one piece, and this... Oh, there we go. You can see how kind of like crumbly they are in that brief period of focus there. Wants to focus. Come on. Maybe a little closer. Come on. Anyway. Remarkable these are still, like, together. Anyway. We should start building. I have to open all these fucking bags, too, because there's so many things I need. Holy moly. Buy and make a Pog Bionicle? Oh my god. I mean, I could, but I'm not that creative. I think I'd like rather commission somebody to do that for me. Which would be kind of a wild thing to spend money on. I don't know if I should. Might actually be a crime. What are we doing? We're building a Bionicle. And then we're gonna play TF2 Classic. Don't worry, there will be TF2 related content today. Don't you worry. There will absolutely be Team Fortress 2 related content today, but first, we got a Bionicle to build. They kind of put all these together. That is fine with me. Not gonna complain. Echo, if you jump up here, I'm going to skin you. Of course, now you get frisky. Now you're getting frisky right when I'm doing this. You fucking bitch. She's chewing on my leg. Why do you want attention now? Now is not the time. Echo, no. She's chewing on my shin. Whenever she wants attention, she just starts... I'm not kidding. She chews, bites my shin. Because she's upset with me that I'm not giving her attention. How the fuck did this guy get these in this bag? Come on now. Get out the bag. Get out the bag. We're gonna spend more time getting things out of bags than actually building here. Love this Build-A-Bear showcase. Oh my god. Do y'all remember, is Build-A-Bear Workshop still a thing? Do they still have that? Genuinely curious. Because I remember doing one when I was like 8 years old. With my sister. I still have it. It's over here. Hold on. I still have this fucking thing. Look. I still have it. This dusty old stuffed cat I've had since I was like 8 years old. There he is. And because my sister knew I liked Texas A&M University here in Texas, she painted the Texas A&M logo on his shirt using whiteout, and I still have it. I still have him. I made this little guy myself. I stuffed him, and he still has like the little heart-shaped thing put inside of him. Still have him. Will keep me company. I'm gonna put him over here. Rest him here on my little bench. They can be worth hundreds? I don't know about that. Beanie Babies. Yeah, Beanie Babies are insane collector's items, but I don't know about Build-A-Bear stuff. I don't know about Build-A-Bear plushies. Maybe if you had the My Little Pony ones, because, you know, there's a certain demographic and a certain market of people that enjoy those. But I don't know about, like, a normal orange cat. Now draw my OC wearing that shirt and bottomless. I don't know if I want my alma mater associated with my OC. I don't know how I feel about that. That might raise some concerns. I think I'll keep my real life stuff separate from my my internet proclivities. My internet related proclivities. All right, there we go. We've now, I think, opened everything we need to open. Now we can get to building proper here. All right, need me one of these. I'm going to be very careful because I just don't want to snap a piece. It's the last thing I want to do, considering how old these pieces are. Again, 25. I actually think old. Yeah, 2001, so it is a 25-year-old Lego set that I'm building right now. Again, shockingly good condition. I wonder, these were probably on display for a long time. They were probably never, say, properly played with. So I think they may have been like a collector's item for somebody and they just got around to selling it for one reason or another. Who knows? 5-hour Bionicle stream. It will take as long as it takes. If we don't get to TF2 Classic today, you know what? I'm not going to be that heartbroken about it because I'm enjoying not thinking about TF2 at the moment. Aren't you afraid of my digital footprint affecting my professional career? Thankfully, I've landed a job where they don't care. They already know everything about me, and they said they don't give a shit. So I'm in a very fortunate position right now. Thank God. The benefits of working for small companies. If you do good work, and you're a good person, they don't give a shit about what people say about you online. They don't give a fuck. So, lucky me. And that is the only information that I'm going to give about my current working situation, because last time, little too TMI, and people found out where I worked, which did not end well. Gotta be more careful. No, and I'm not teaching either. I was gonna do teaching, but very quickly came to the realization that I am so tired of academia. Beyond exhausted with academia. Primarily because I just can't stand the environment anymore. It's exhausting. Truly exhausting. We need you. Slide you on. Come on now. There we go. That's what we like to see. Make sure these are all evenly spaced, as is a requirement. There we go. Good to see. Short peg. Never gave me these life updates that you were teaching at A&M when you were single. Oh no, I am single. I don't have a girlfriend right now, and I'm not teaching at A&M. I was planning to teach somewhere else, but I changed my mind, and I am much happier for it. Huzzah. Okay, so that's good. Now we need a few of these. Nah, Soundsmith did his, you know, this was like 3 years ago, 4 years ago at this point. He did his, you know, as is usual for the terminally online, a little bit of virtue signaling for the sake of brownie points. Because I dare open my mouth and say something that goes against, you know, what was it, the mainstream at the time. And because I said those things, he took it upon himself to correct me a little bit. To correct me and put me in my place, as is what seems to be in these people's minds is the correct thing to do at all times. This person doesn't think like I do. They don't believe the same things that I do. I'm gonna show them, and I'm gonna put them in their place. Look at how big my fucking penis is. Pathetic fucking piece of shit worm. No, yeah, I broke up with my girlfriend. I broke up. Is that right? That's right, okay. Then we need one of you. And a couple of these. You weren't heckin' wholesome chungus, easy to mistake with those types of idiots. Well, no, I think I just, I expressed what is really a pretty common opinion and very common belief. The only problem is I made the mistake of saying it online, and also while having a following online, which makes you a prime target for virtue signaling and clout farming. Yes, that's all correct. Anyways, this was years ago, so. Lessons learned. Don't share opinions on the internet about socio-political topics. And, yeah, really that's it. This is right. Yes, it is. This is our progress so far. The camera's not close, I'm sorry, but this is our progress so far. Microplastics indeed. No, yeah, this is all really old news. Like, this was, again, years ago when all these things happened. Years and years ago. Did I fuck up? No, this is right. Just the way they did these renders looks a tad strange. Alright, I need a couple of these. Okay, so put you there. Here. Oh, excuse me. We are indeed playing with Legos now. This is my life. This is my calling. Now we putting on the wheels. I always get the 5 length and 6 length mixed up. No, this is the 5 length. All right, cool. Slide you on. Give me one of these. Slide that on. So virtue signaling is quite literally what it means. It's you're signaling how virtuous you are for holding a certain opinion or a certain stance over somebody else. And you really only do that to gain social favor from those around you. Like, for example, you know, look at how righteous I am and how virtuous I am because I think women should be allowed to vote. You don't think women should be allowed to vote? Well, shame on you. Look at how righteous and virtuous I am for believing this thing. That would be virtue signaling. Commission a Zest Bionicle? I mean, I could. I don't even know how that would work. It'd be fucking cool. I would do it. If that's even a thing. It'd be pretty expensive, though. I'd imagine it would be. Because if you want anything with like a reasonable amount of detail, it would take a lot of pieces. That on there. I have once wanted to ask you, which mask would Zess use? That's a really good question. What would be her mask? I have to think about that. Considering she has an eye patch, probably Kopaka's Kanohi, the name of which escapes me. That's the first idea that comes to mind. Granted, maybe a Mask of Strength is more appropriate. So, this one. This shape, anyway. But, I don't know. Granted, she is a woman, so maybe one of the more effeminate-looking masks, like from Nokama, that might work. But it's kind of bulbous. I don't like the shape of it that much. Gali, perhaps? Not entirely sure. It would merit some experimentation. See, there we go. Now we have the base. We have the little footy here. Little foot. He drives. When in doubt, go Nuparu's Mask of Flight. It's a cool mask. The power is cool. The Toa and Naika, I really, really do not like their mask designs. They made these really weird, creepy, organic-looking masks. They're kind of horror-inducing. Not a big fan of them. Much prefer the more inorganic, robotic-looking masks than the ones that kind of look like Jim Carrey from The Mask. That's just me. Though the Anika in general, they were really cool sets. You know, they had the light-up swords, and they had the Zamor Sphere launchers. All of those were really fucking cool. I was really excited when those came out. Jesus, $40, you're very generous. Bit of money go towards future Bionicle collecting. Also question, if when another quick play petition or letter gets started, would I be open to at least endorsing it? Thanks for the answer, have a good one. Yeah, I would, of course, but that's also depends on a few things. It would depend on if I agree with what's inside of said letter. That's like the main thing. If I don't agree with what's being pushed, then of course I'm not going to endorse it. But, well, really that's only the main requirement is that I agree with what's being pushed. But on general premise alone, yeah, sure, if it's trying to get quick play back in the game in some capacity. And, well, that's about it, really. And I think that's fine. I would go for it. Thank you so much for the $40, by the way. You're very, very kind. Incredibly kind. I need a couple of these. Yes, I watched all of the Bionicle movies. I don't think I've stressed enough just how obsessed I was with Bionicle as a kid. And even now, like, the level of encyclopedic knowledge I still have about these fucking toys is egregious. I watched all the movies when I was a kid. I still have all the movies on DVD. I have the first movie on VHS still, believe it or not. Because that's, it was long enough ago where VHS tapes were still a thing. Believe it or not. Yeah, Bionicle has 4. There's 4 Bionicle movies. Bionicle Mask of Light, The second one, was it Legends of Metro Nui? Something Metro Nui. Bionicle 3, Web of Shadows, and then Bionicle 4, which is the weakest of the movies, arguably. The fourth Bionicle movie is the weakest of the films. Yeah. Fourth one was just not that good. Okay, see here, you can also, this is something else too. So you see these little balls inside the feet here, that little black ball? You can't get that out. Like once it's in there, no matter how old the set was, you risk snapping the hinges that hold it in. So thankfully they left it in because it needs to be in there anyway. It saves me a little bit of effort for what I have to do later, so yeah. Works for me, can't complain. There, okay, cool. Would I do a Bionicle game stream? Yeah, sure, they're pretty easy to emulate. Weak as the latter models were, I so adore the Montanui set. He looks so good, and to this day, he stands high. See, I don't know, man. I'm assuming you're talking about, like, the Titan Montanui, and not the smaller Glatorian Montanui. I prefer the smaller Glatorian Montanui, because, like, the tall Titan Montanui, the proportions are just so weird. His legs are super long. Okay, the Glatorian one, thank you. Okay, yeah, because if you're referring to the Titan set was very poorly designed. The posability is fucking weird. The legs are super long. The torso is skinny and hollow in the back. And the arms are kind of spindly and his head is really tiny. Like, he got the gold Mask of Life, but it just... Ugh, the Glatorian set was just so much better. Thoroughly so much better. That's in there. Yes, it is. Now we need this. Flip this bad boy upside down. Here. Chances of the Bionicle snapping today, a lot higher than the chances would have been 25 years ago, so I have to be a little bit careful here. If I notice any kind of resistance or any kind of resistance, I'm not gonna force it because I really don't want to break a piece. I have spares because I have two almost complete versions of these in my possession. So if something does break, I have spare parts. Or if a piece is missing, I do have spare parts, but I would prefer to not have to go into my storage unit to hunt down one piece that I need. You feel me? Okay, here we go. You know what, maybe, okay, yeah, these toys did definitely see some play, because the idea of the old Bionicles was to knock off their masks, right? Come on, focus. Focus, you bitch. See, it's got a little dent in the middle of it, and it's got, like, some scratches where you can see, like, the kiddos were playing with it and knocking the masks off, which is fine. I would prefer to own a toy that someone actually played with a little bit. It has a little more spirit and soul imbued into it, so... there you go. I wonder if building figurines fill up the emptiness of my life. It's good to have hobbies. It's good to have hobbies. Everyone needs one. Everyone needs something that scintillates, or they find scintillating, you know, something that activates the brain. Otherwise, life's kind of boring. Does anyone else notice this? I feel like more so now than ever before, a lot of young people and some older people don't really have hobbies. Like, you ask them what they like, and they don't really have an answer for you. Like, not even something as simple as a sport. Not a sport, or like reading, or books, or some kind, or you know, something generic like a franchise. Disney. That's an acceptable answer. Disney sucks, but it's at least a hobby. Something resembling a personality exists in their mind, but I'm finding myself coming across more and more young people that just don't have hobbies, or they don't have interests, and I find that kind of alarming. It scares me a little bit, because, like, what are they doing? How are they spending their time? Figured I'd send that Discord entry fee I owed you for my friend. Oh, thanks, man, I appreciate that. I told you didn't have to worry about it, but thank you. I appreciate it. Young people either have no hobby or too many. I would prefer someone that has too many. It's good to have a fuckload of interests than absolutely none. Okay, here we go. This is This will be a tricky part. Now we're putting the tread on. I have to be very careful because this is... Ooh, I don't like that. That's really... That's got a lot of flexure, and I don't... Let me try this side first before I put it all the way on. Gotta be careful here. New hobbies of youngsters are TikTok scrolling. I mean, I think that's... I mean, it's certainly how they're spending their time, right? It's certainly how they're spending their time. And, fuck me. Hold on. Let me see if I can just, like, do this first. Get these on. Get those in. And then I think if I can just rest this in the tread, I can avoid having to flex the piece too hard. Ah, yeah, that was definitely the way to go. Way safer. Way, way safer. Actually, better yet, this is probably what they should have had you do instead of, like, putting the whole thing on over it. Let's just do this. Yeah, there we go. That's a lot safer. Don't have to worry about bending the pieces. There we go. Much better. Let me angle my camera up. You can't really see what my hands are doing. I apologize. That's probably more interesting than staring at pieces. All right, there we go. There we go. Tread is on. It... No, that's right. It's grinding on that plastic, though. Did I get the spacing fucked up? I think I did. Uh-oh. No, that's right. Where are you supposed to be resting is the question. Yeah, fourth peg up. What's going on here? Something's amiss. Let me see here. You shouldn't be resting that far in, sir, because this doesn't even turn. Let me do a quick double check here, make sure I didn't fuck something up. No, that's right. Huh. What's going on here? That fits on there just fine. And that goes here. But then it doesn't turn. That's strange. Doesn't fit there at all. This is the Terracotta Bionicle set. Does that... What's going on here? Yeah, it's grinding against this piece. It shouldn't be doing that. Nothing should be misaligned on this either. It should be free forming like that. Let me see here. Let me run through this again. Yes, I did see the Poker Night announcement. It's back. It's back, baby. Back and better than ever before, which is gonna be interesting. I mean, not really. It's just the same game again. I think they are remastering it to some extent, right? I believe is what they're doing. They're remastering it. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's just an updated version, really, is all it is. That should... What is the fucking deal here? I'm getting a little peeved. A little annoyed. That... Get your ass on... Oh, you cock. This should not be this stiff, nor should these things be that close together. It is entirely possible that I fucked up. The question is, how? Let me see. Did I fuck this up? I shouldn't have. Nope, this is all correct. So what gives? Should not be grinding on this wheel. Do you think when the pre-order is available, Valve will give you the hat given with the original pre-order? I have no idea, man. I honestly have no idea. And I don't know if they're gonna give you the items again. And like, what's the purpose of owning two? You know, what's the purpose of owning two of them? Unless you just like want to flex and say, "Hi, yeah, I own two." You know, I guess if that's that tickles your fancy. No, this is telling me this is the right fucking place. I don't know what the goddamn problem is. I guess it's just not supposed to move. It's just supposed to stay grinding up against this piece for whatever reason. It fits in that little spot there. It spins without the tread on. As soon as I put the tread on. I guess it doesn't have to spin. I'm not looking to play with it. It's not that important. So long as it's together, then whatever. Only old heads own two. Does it matter that much to people? I know it doesn't matter that much to me, but I don't really see the strong push of like, oh my god, I have to show people I own this game all these years ago. I have two of these. I only want a strange iron curtain. Can I get that? I would like a strange iron curtain. That's what I would like. That's what I would like to see. Please and thank you. Okay, now this bitch is turning. Whatever, it's fine. We're clear. It's moving on. I'm not gonna worry about it. I need. Where's that gray connector? There we go. Try playing TF2C and Demo Man is cancerous. Yeah, they really did give him some pretty good unlocks. Where, especially the mine thrower or whatever the fuck it's called, is pretty damn good. We're gonna have to see if they inevitably nerf it. I feel like they will inevitably nerf it. It's a bit too good, but we'll see. I mean, I like it because I like playing Demo Man. Therefore, the mine layer is good. That's just me. I don't know about y'all though. Never played, but mine layer looks busted. It is pretty good. I mean, the counter is just don't get close to the bombs, which would, you know, be the normal tactic when it comes to dealing with sticky bombs anyway. If you didn't see the bombs, chances are they were going to kill you anyway. And if you do, don't get close. And you only have 4 of them out instead of a total of 8. So, is it really that bad? I don't think it's as bad as the hunting rifle. How bad is the YouTube censorship that I have to call Poker Night Promo Revolver the big unalive so it'll pass the filter? Yeah, YouTube's filters are pretty bad. You can't even type the word killer, which is a little bonkers. A little fucking stupid. And remember, YouTube used to be worse. It used to be a lot worse. $50 if you finish it and break it. I'm not gonna break it. Why would I? This was also a gift. I'm gonna finish it, and that's where it's gonna stop. I'm not gonna bust it. I play engineer. That's the issue. True. You don't have things like the Wrangler protect to do that. You don't think? Yeah. You don't. Jesus Christ! I can't talk. You don't have things like the Wrangler to protect you. Who's it a gift from? A couple of my good friends. A couple of my bestest buddies sent me this as a Christmas gift. I have very good friends. I feel incredibly spoiled to have the friends that I do. I oftentimes don't feel like I deserve them. But thank God they stick around and deal with my annoying ass. My annoying, oftentimes forgetful ass. Friendly reminder, folks. If you want good friends, you gotta be a good friend. You can't just take. You gotta give, you know what I mean? I mean, you could. Some people are totally fine with just giving and not receiving. Don't take that out of context. Don't you take that out of context. Oh, I just realized, you like my Pope shoes in the background there? You like my Pope shoes just chilling out back there? Those are my slippers. I didn't put them away. I need these. Kindness is contagious. I wish that was true. I really wish it was. It isn't. It is for most well-adjusted people, I think. For most well-adjusted people, it is a kindness is a contagion. Unfortunately, we live in a world where you're oftentimes not rewarded for kindness. You're not rewarded for kindness. You're not rewarded for showing reason. And it can be frustrating sometimes. Let's see, is that all correct? Yes, it is. Pop that bad boy on there. Speaking of my friends a year gifted me Makuta's Guide to the Universe. Hell yeah, dude. Catching, not pitching. If we want to put it in a more, in a safer way that won't be taken out of context, yes. I think that's a better way to put it. Catching, not pitching, you know, instead of giving and receiving, because people can make it sound like anal sex. Gots to be careful. That did not want to snap in there, but you know what? That's okay. Alright, so this is like a little kickstand that he's going to rest on. Kickstand bit there. You love to see it. Now we need this bit. Cool. We should be good to go. That should be the foot completed. There we go. Foot is completed. You have nice hands. See, there we go. I guess it needed the other support strut to have the tread turn freely because the wheel was kind of angling in a little bit. There we go. That spins nicely. Wasn't a problem at all. Anywho. Saying I have nice hands, I don't think I've ever received that compliment before. I've never received a compliment. I have dainty little hands. My fucking spindly ass fingers. That curve up. Okay. Next. Oh yeah. These are some unique pieces right here. I don't know if these were ever released. Ever again. These were not used often. I think these were continued to be used as like suspension for vehicle sets in LEGO Technic. But I don't think these ever saw use again in a Bionicle set after the Terracotta. Pretty sure. Let's see, these. And also these too. Like these uniquely colored pegs. These were never seen again either. One of the only people who own genuine quality hands. Are there any girls in here to give zesty fashion advice? What's wrong with my fashion? What's wrong with my fucking fashion? What's wrong with it? I look fine. How is this not okay? I'm in the comfort of my own home. I'm wearing a tank top and shorts. If I'm going out, I'm not dressing like this. What gives? Who the hell dresses fashionably at home? Exactly. Who the fuck dresses fashionably at home? I don't. Oh shit, I forgot a couple pegs. These go here. Oopsie. I didn't angle my camera back down. I'm sorry. Who am I trying to impress? I'm trying to impress my entire audience. I'm gonna show you how sexy I am. That's what I'm gonna do. Get your ass on there. There we go. I forgot they. Oh, it's right. Look, silly. They gave him suspension. I don't want to bend that too much, but. A man should wear what he wants inside a man cave. I mean, my room is my room. So, I'll wear what I want. Exactly, yeah. If you're not going anywhere, you're not getting dressed up. So I'm not gonna get dressed up for no reason. If I'm going out, yeah, I'm gonna try to make myself look good. But if I'm at home, I ain't doing shit. Black peg. There we go. Let's see. Black angles in. This goes into the foot. A lion does not concern himself with dressing in his room. Oh my god. So fucking true, dude. Not truer words have ever been spoken. There we go. Yeah, you can tell. See that you can have these tubes here on the side. You can tell they were like that for a very long time because of the bend, which is a-okay. Other one. If they ever release the heavy update, would you make the update string wearing a suit and tie for the occasion? I don't know, maybe. I could get dressed up. I could get fancy if I so choose. I have a suit and tie, but I'm just, in general, I don't like getting that dressed up. I'm not big on overdressing. If I need to go somewhere, I'm putting on nicer shorts and like a t-shirt. I'm not going hard on the outfits, you know. Maybe if I did always wear a suit and tie, then maybe I would actually like attract members of the opposite sex more often, but I don't think clothing alone is gonna do me any favors. I need more, what's the word? I don't fucking know. Something else. Suave. I need to be more suave. That's it. This little fucker does not want to go in there. Get in the foot. There we go. There we go. Nice. Okay, that's all good. Now for the handle. Now we're getting into the big boy pieces here. And the handle is just like super simple. It's hilariously. It's literally 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12 pieces for the whole fucking handle, as opposed to the entire like foot mechanism. Maybe it's time to switch teams in your fucking dreams. In your dreams. I do not swing that way. Many people want me to. Many people have asked. I am not a fan of the man. It's not how I roll. Not how I roll. And that's it. Like that's the whole fucking handle. It's that easy. A couple more of these plates, as I was so corrected to say. You have to be more performative for women. Why would I ever perform? I'm not gonna go peacock out in public just so a lady gives me some attention. If I don't get to be myself, then what's the fucking point? Ain't the way I do things. You find a chudling woman? Oh my god, that'd be interesting. Do I have a pile of shame like me? You build Warhammer 40k figurines. Pile of shame is stuff you have to build and or paint if you have to. Yeah, I have. I got a stack of Ava model kits I have not put together. I have all the tools. I've just been super lazy to just start. If I had like a separate table off to the side that was like a little workshop for building kits, then yeah, I would do it. But I have to clear my whole desk, and it's a multi-day affair. So it's like I have to like dedicate a whole weekend to it. Just be yourself. No, I know. That's the problem, man. Is you have to. You should not take dating advice from me, by the way. Don't take dating advice from me. But logic would dictate, at least in my opinion, my humble opinion, logic dictates that you should be allowed to be yourself around the person you want to spend your life with, and they would be okay with it. And if they're not, or if they're not okay with like the majority of you, there's like maybe like 1 or 2 things they don't like about you, but they can tolerate it. You know, nothing's ever going to be 100%. There's going to be 1 or 2 things they may not like about you, but like the other 90% they like or can tolerate. But if someone just does not like every aspect of your person, that's already a really bad start. Or if there's like constant demands for change or something, run. But don't take dating advice from me, because I'm not exactly the shining example. Am I desperate enough to date insane women? No, I'm not. I'm not that horny. If I'm dating someone, I'm dating with intent. I am dating with intent. I'm not dating to just have sex. If I was really that desperate, I can just get a prostitute. Ooh, there we go. See, there we go. There's the arm mechanism being made right there. That's just Tinder. I mean, Tinder is a hookup app. It's for sex. That's all it's for, really. You don't really ever hear people saying, I met my wife through Tinder. You usually get some crazy stories that happen as a result of Tinder, but not exactly finding your spouse. Not finding your spouse. What is the plan to meet someone else, though, if not dating apps? You gotta go outside. That's like the #1 thing. If you want to meet people, you have to go where people are. If you don't go where people are, you're never gonna meet anybody. It sounds simple enough, and it kind of is. I mean, unfortunately, it's been made so taboo to interact with members of the opposite sex where people usually are. Like at work, or at school, or at the grocery store. Like, now it's taboo to do these things. Like, you're viewed as a creep if you approach a woman or something. And that makes it a lot harder. So, like, the rules of the game have changed very rapidly in recent years, where, like, the stuff that worked for centuries prior does not work anymore. So you have to be a bit more cautious. Go. My plan is, I don't know. I got nothing. The moment, the plan is, nothing. I'll figure it out eventually. Wait, this should line up. Did I fuck that up? That should go there, and that should go there. Ah, there we go. We're just not aligning. Invite a girl inside your man cave if she not runs away when she sees your hobbies. Maybe she is the one. I thought that about the last one. Last one didn't really care that much about my hobbies and interests, so that was a good start. That was like one major hurdle aside. We just ended up having different incompatibilities. You only learn about that about a person by spending time around them and communicating. And if it don't work out, it don't work out. Can't force it. Forcing a relationship's not a good idea either. You can't, like, force yourself to be around somebody. Don't recommend that either. Okay. So that's good and done. Now we need one of these. This might end up taking the whole stream, and if it does, I really don't care. I'm having a good time. The TF2 Classic stuff was kind of a backup plan if I finish this quickly. Figure it out. I mean, no one really teaches us these things. A lot of the stuff you kind of have to figure out on your own. Just a fact of life, really. Trial and error. Never dated anyone at 21. I feel like a kid in the deep with an anchor tied around his ankles. I mean, it is trial by fire. I mean, I didn't take a woman out on a quote-unquote date until I was 29? I think 29 was the first time I took someone out on a date. So, needless to say, challenging. But valuable learning experience nonetheless. How many holes is that away? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, yeah, that's what I figured. Just didn't want to fuck it up. We are building a Bionicle, is what we're doing today. Then maybe some TF2 Classic if time permits. I'm 21, I've never even kissed a girl, I'm gay. Listen. In due time, don't rush. If you rush it, it's probably not going to work out that well. The one will eventually, like, dude, I'm fucking 31, I've not kissed a girl. I've not made intimate relations with a woman. It'll happen eventually. Just gotta keep trying, you know? You're young, you have a lot of time. Plenty of it. I need black pegs. There. And there. Still got the V card, yeah. I mean, dude. It's like, yes. Yes. What do you, what, yes. Does the, like, dude at my age who's a virgin, do you really need more of an explanation as to why? Like, it's right in front of you. There. Let's see. Need that. And these. Why do they make you do that after you put it in? That makes no fucking sense. Do it before. There we go. And that goes this way. One thing I've noticed with most people, they are layered with too much irony. I want real interactions. I think because people are scared of having real interactions. People are scared of having their feelings hurt. They're scared of being told something true and honest. Something they don't want to hear. So people who behave and are usually very cynical or hide behind layers of irony are usually the people that are the most afraid of hearing truths and being told what for. So eventually they'll get worn down. No, they'll wake up and realize, oh shit, I'm gonna have to actually like be an adult. But yeah, if someone's overtly cynical, probably not the greatest person to be around. Or if someone's like overtly negative all the time, probably not someone to be around. Unless you can just take it. So there we go, arms. I think the arm is done. Seems like it anyway. The arms are very simple. Yes, indeed. I'll pop the rubber band on. We'll see if it holds well. But voila. Is. There we go. One arm done. Do it very. Oh no, see, there we go. Fuck. With one extension, the rubber band snapped, which is okay. These aren't like irreplaceable or something, but see, they're meant to extend like that. But the rubber band, I'll keep the rubber band on it just to keep the arm in place, but I won't extend it anymore for the sake of not snapping it. So there we go. One arm done. There. What's my type? Human and not fat. And preferably a woman. If you meet those three requirements, you're like 90% of the way there. Those are the main things I look for. Be human, be a woman, and don't be fat. Oh yeah, one more. I'm allowed to have 4. I'm allowed to be a little bit picky here. I'm sorry. I know I'm being picky. No hard drugs. You do meth or something, I don't want to have anything to do with you. Meth or coke or even like smoking weed, I just don't. Smoking is more tolerable, you know? Just, not a good habit, in my opinion. Well, of course, there's specific things I like, but whatever. You can't really. Beggars can't be choosers, in other words. Is human optional if it's humanoid? Well, if we're living in a hypothetical world where I can have anything I want, and Elon came through for us and made us cat girls, then sign me up. What about no tattoos? That'd be it would be hypocritical of me if I said no tattoos because I have a tattoo. And tattoos don't bother me that much, unless it's like a tramp stamp or something that would kind of rub me the wrong way. But in general, I don't think tattoos are repulsive. I think they're kind of cool. Some people really don't like tattoos, but they don't bother me much. One of these. Oh, that's right. They make you build the head before the other arm, which is interesting. Would I date a Hello Kitty girl or spend 3 consecutive days in a sauna? would probably die if I spent 3 consecutive days in a sauna. So I'll take my chances and go on a date with a Hello Kitty girl. Do I die? Am I gonna live if I stay in the sauna? Because there's extra information I need here. Is it a guarantee that I'm gonna survive if I stay in the sauna for 3 days? Because if I can live, if I get to survive, then I'll do the sauna. But if I'm gonna die, I'm not gonna do the sauna. You'd live but come out in questionable condition. I would prefer not to have my condition affected. See, like, when you're... Okay, by date, how many? We need specifics here. If I'm just taking a random Hello Kitty girl out on one date, I can survive for an evening with a psychopath, right? I can navigate crazy people. I've done it before. In life and in general, you come across a non-zero amount of crazy people. If I have to take a psychopath out on a dinner date or something, I can survive for one evening. If it's a one evening date, then fine. That's of no concern. That's good. I need gray spring bit. First of all, it's a Hello Kitty girl. Hello Kitty girl is a simpler name for the terminally online e-girl that is obsessed with Hello Kitty and has like the usual like pink and white aesthetic about their person in their room. Usually put on way too much makeup, usually on the younger side, usually emaciated, thin, and like super skinny, and almost always batshit fucking insane. Almost always batshit insane. Something's wrong with them. That's a Hello Kitty girl. Proceed with caution. So 80% of the girls from my class? No. I don't think you understand. We're talking e-girls here. These are women that are very terminally online. Very terminally online. They don't go outside ever. They don't go outside. They have like no external social life whatsoever. Or maybe they do, maybe a little bit. But they get most of their time and their attention from others online. And they maintain the overtly cutesy aesthetic or whatever. Usually involving things like Hello Kitty or anime. It doesn't have to be specifically Hello Kitty. I need a 6. Not that. That is too long. And they're almost always unemployed, yes. That's also like a... It's not a requirement. Sometimes they are. But, yeah, unemployment's a big one. Girl failure? I hate the word girl failure. I hate that. Because there's no such thing as a girl failure. At least when they're young. Oh my god, my life is so hard. No men love me. Okay, well, you're just pretending. All you have to do is put yourself out there. You'll be fine. Usually it's an act that people put on to like get people to click on their OnlyFans. Like a true failure of a human being, you'll look at them and you'll know, right? Because if someone's like a true failure, it's far more outwardly obvious. But like a done-up girl with all the makeup and they're skinny and they have a fucking OnlyFans link in their bio, what have you. Oh my god, I'm such a failure. I can't do anything right. Oh, I'm gonna go drink now. Well, gee. Wonder why you're behaving that way. Couldn't be for the attention. Couldn't be for the money. It's a market. It is a market. Please don't say employment. It's my trigger word. Oh, God. That's really funny. This is such a flimsy... Oh, I didn't realize how flimsy these were. God almighty. Nah, stick with normal chicks. If you're wanting to date somebody, I can't recommend in good faith hooking up with strangers online. Probably better if it's someone closer to home, someone you can actually see in person. And usually someone who's closer to home probably has a lot more common with you than not. Thoughts on the new Blue Archive characters: Plugsy, Rio, Himari, Toki, Mecha, Aris, and Kei? I adore Kei. I cannot wait. I also love Himari. Himari, my beloved. Kei is awesome. You love a good tsundere character. I'm excited to roll. I'm excited to pull him. I love Himari so much. Also, Kei is adorable, so it's like, it's win-win. Where the fuck am I supposed to put this? That is bizarre. Really? All the way there? Huh? Does this extend that far? No, it doesn't. I think I put this in the wrong place. I did not. What? Hold on. I think this needs to be angled up a bit. I just want a normal girl. I just want someone that's not fucking insane. That's all I ask for. Okay, now there we go. That goes there. Oh, there we go. Neats rise up. No, don't be a neat. The last thing you want to do in life is be a neat, because you will get nowhere fast. Develop a skill, get a degree, get a job, earn money, and your quality of life will go up exponentially. Fuck, I'm hungry. I ate lunch and I'm hungry. Why am I hungry again? That is so annoying. Wait, no, that's a black one. I need gray. My job was taken by AI. Learn a skill that cannot be taken by AI. There's lots of AI-proof jobs that will never be taken away by AI. That's just the harsh reality. You gotta prepare yourself for a future that's gonna be dominated by AI. You gotta get yourself an AI-proof job. If you're a coder, good luck. Your job's already gone. Unfortunately. Sucks. You want to weld? Plumbing? Electrician? There's lots of jobs, lots of blue-collar jobs out there that AI is never going to take. Don't learn coding. Coding is already being taken over by AI. Don't waste your time on coding, because it's already going to be done by a computer. Like, in the next 5 to 10 years, most new code is going to be written by AI. I wouldn't even bother. Let's see. That is good. Now we need the head. I'm not going to put the mask on yet. Keep that off for now. It's very strange. Does it rest on it? I don't like that. But whatever. It's part of the mechanism. Will AI be able to make highly optimized code? Eventually. Right now it can't. Right now it just does kind of good enough. Which for a mega corporation trying to maximize profit, that's all they care about, is good enough. And if people keep buying the product, therefore it's good enough. So the code does not have to be spick and span. Well, of course they'll still need a few people, but the market's already oversaturated. Screw office jobs. I had more fun and money doing delivery, Amazon packages, and mails. Man, you were getting worked like a slave by Amazon and you were enjoying it? That's props to you, buddy. If you actually enjoyed that job, being worked like a fucking dog, I respect it. I really do. Fuck, I put the wrong piece on. It's alright. I have to do this for both of them anyway. I mean, you do get benefits. If you get benefits and the job is like tolerable, take it. Seriously. Now, right now I'm building the head. Is what I'm building. Building his head. See, they did want me to put that on. On. A lot of programming isn't programming, it's project management, planning, risk management, etc., etc. Yeah. It's not actual coding. correct. Other piece on because I did it beforehand, like a dope. That's okay. Now we can build the eyes. You. Do I know anything about Bionicle lore? Most of it. I think I remember most of it. Not all of it, because you know you use it, you lose it. So I've definitely forgotten some things, but I remember a good chunk of it. Read all the books, read all the comics, played all the games, Montanui online game as well, all that shit. So many a vivid memory still in my head about these things. I do remember most of it. I need the flat pegs. Give me flat peg. Where's flat peg? Been fun with builds. Have a good evening. I'll take care, man. Thank you for stopping by. What would you want Lego to make besides Bionicle? Yeah. I don't know. If I could have anything? I'm not sure. Why'd they discontinue Bionicle? The main reason being is, several things. So this requires a little bit of background context. So, going through the late 80s and early 90s, Lego was in a bit of a pinch because they could not compete with the action hero market. The action figure market. They could not compete with the action figure market. And so, for about a decade, during the 90s mostly, Lego was really desperately throwing shit at the wall and trying to see what could stick, in order to have something that could compete with the established action figure market. And so you had a lot of horrifically cursed things like Galador, for example. We try not to remember that. And they tried and were miserably failing because kids were no longer wanting to build their toys in order to play with them. And Lego really kind of stuck themselves into like a small handful of themes, mostly revolving around building buildings or, you know, cars or cityscapes or architecture, what have you. They were not really appealing to the young boy market demographic. So they tried to break into the action figure scene, but were failing miserably for years. For years, they just could not do it. To the point where Lego almost went bankrupt in the late 90s. They almost went bankrupt. And they had one last-ditch effort to try and save themselves from bankruptcy. And that was Bionicle. Buildable action figures is what they went with. It turned out to be a smash hit. They released in 2001, and they were absolutely massive. Bionicle quite literally saved Lego from bankruptcy because of how successful they were. And this one toy line kept Lego afloat through like 2003 until they started getting more established with like bigger franchises like Star Wars. And really once they started making Star Wars toys, then Lego could kind of keep itself afloat again. But by that point, it was around 2004, 2005 when Lego could really manage itself under its own steam and started branching out more so into other action figure lines like Exoforce and whatnot. There we go, there's his head. You see his eyes. And the problem with Bionicle, though, is that it got a little bit too big for its britches, where the problem with Bionicle is twofold. Problem number one is you had a whole bunch of established characters and an established continuous storyline where if you started at the beginning, or roughly at the beginning, you could keep up and move all the way through, and, you know, you'd keep buying all the sets. So a lot of Bionicle's fan base was growing up with the toy line, was growing up with the franchise. Unfortunately, Bionicle could not bring in new, younger audiences as the toy line kept growing year after year, because if you're coming in at the middle of the story, you don't know who any of these characters are. You don't know what these established settings and rules are. So as more time went on, it became harder and harder and harder to bring in new audience members for Bionicle, new consumers for Bionicle, because the lore got too complex, There ended up being too many characters, too many rules, and established things that people could not keep up with, to the point where Lego became dissatisfied with the amount of sales Bionicle was having. It was started dipping down through 2008, going into 2009, to the point where they axed it completely. That was problem number one. Problem number two was the core fan base was aging with the story. And the story started getting more complex, started getting darker, started getting a bit more gritty, which was not a direction Lego wants their toys to go in. It's why Lego very much avoids making sets of things like warplanes and tanks or guns. They want to keep violence and darker themes out of their toy lines, and Bionicle was really going down a dark path, especially from 2006, 7, and 8, where you had a lot more dark themes getting laced into the story. Concepts like war, concepts like death, concepts like murder. You know, these kinds of things are being laced into the storyline, really to kind of keep up with the aging fan base that started out as youngins going into young adults. So they stuck around for it because they loved it, but it wasn't appealing to younger audiences. And so ultimately Lego was not happy with that, and they axed it completely. And so they got rid of Bionicle and then ushered in a new series called Hero Factory, which was basically the same premise: buildable action figures, buildable heroes, but with a much more cartoony and safe story that was more, it was more appropriate for younger audiences and kids. And that ended up being a flop. They pushed it for a few years, but it sucked. It really did. And the toys were of mediocre quality, and that was it. Not to mention, yeah, that's also something else as well, is as Bionicle went on, the toys started getting more and more complex, where they had to keep coming up with new molds for new pieces for their sets, and it became incredibly expensive to come up with tons of new pieces, therefore new molds, to keep track of, and the logistics in their factories started getting too fucked up, and so they had to toss out their more complex toy lines and bring in something more standardized, like the CCBS system, character creature building system, where a lot of the same pieces could be repurposed for a whole bunch of different sets, a whole bunch of different franchises, where you see a lot of the same pieces from Hero Factory to Marvel to Star Wars, so on and so forth. And so it saves them money, cuts down on production costs. Yeah. And so, as a result, Bionicle was no more, which is a bit of a fucking bummer, unfortunately. Okay, gotta pop this bad boy in there. There we go. The head is on. Pop the mask on there. And voila, there is his head. You love to see it. Now, for the other art. $1, thank you, sir. Much appreciated. Set you aside. So right now I'm building, these are called the Terracotta. There's 2 of them. That is their name. And this is just the blue one. It's just the blue one. Just the blue one. I have to go. I enjoyed the building stream a lot. Next time would be cool seeing you build the mecha weeb stuff. Peace out, my brother's. Peace, man. Dude, if I was doing a model kit on stream, we'd be here all fucking day. It'd probably take multiple streams. I'll dabble with the idea. But it seems that would be quite a large undertaking to do. I don't know if I can make my voice last like 9 hours. But thank you for stopping by. I appreciate the donation. You're too kind. Quite a few Hero Factory sets from my childhood. I still have a whole bunch of Hero Factory up here on my shelves. I bought them because I needed something to fill the void after Bionicle got cut. And it just wasn't the same. It just wasn't... Fuck! I put it in the wrong goddamn place. Son of a bitch. Put you out. There we go. And then you go here. There we go. Ass is right as you got sucked into the monologue. Have I ever built an AR? It's about as easy as your average model kit and requires basic hand tools you can get for less than $100. No, can't say that I have. Cannot say that I have. I don't know. I like the process of building something. That's why I like Lego, even still today. The process of building something and having it come to completion is just a very satisfying process for me. And then ultimately having something to display for your time is also pretty fun. Can't complain about that. Did love the brain attack line for Hero Factory. I don't even remember what the lines were, man. I wish I did, but I just don't. Okay, put this here. Is this correct? Yes. Wait, did I fuck this up? Am I retarded? I am retarded. I put this on the wrong way. No! What have I done? Not like this. It goes the other way. Yeah, Lego's also just ridiculously expensive. It's so expensive. That's a major deterrent for a lot of people is the price. And even now, like I'm really hesitant to ever buy. I have to really, really want it in order to justify the cost of buying a Lego set. It's my favorite Lego set. I'm gonna stick with Axon. Axon is my favorite set. I can pull up a picture of it. Let's see, Bionicle. Axon. This guy right here. Open image, a new tab. Desktop. This guy right here. Coolest fucking set ever. Love this one. Still have him too. He's just in storage. I love him. Okay, we need you. Nope, not you. You. And you. And you. And you. If I consider Chinese Lego? No, I'd prefer not to buy knockoff shit. No thanks. Not interested. Okay, now we can pop you on there. Love to see it. Nub. Opinions on Rudaka. Rudaka is... It's so funny. Like, Rudaka was the last effeminate set they ever made. And I think the reason for that is parents complained. Because if my father could pick up on it at the time as to what they were doing with that set's design, I think a lot more parents did as well, and they realized, oh shit, we probably went too far. We need to backtrack a little bit. They you know, giving a toy high heels, a whip, massive breastplates, and a ponytail, it's gonna carry a certain implication. And it was very obvious if you looked at it for more than 2 seconds, you know. Yeah. Where are these peg pieces? Am I blind? Can I not see them? Are they in a different spot? Am I losing my mind? I very well could be. No, they're not here. Did I use them by mistake? No, I don't think so. Are they in here? I don't think they should be in here. I think we are encountering a bit of a hiccup here. We are missing some pieces. Which again is kind of inevitable, but... Shit. Not ideal. They certainly don't mean these gray ones. I don't think they do. Do they mean these gray ones? They do mean these gray ones, never mind. They do mean these gray ones. No, here, I'll show you what I'm talking about, so like people don't think I'm insane. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll show you what I'm talking about when it comes to Rudaka. Like, even how they depicted her in the movie, like, come on. So, alright, here's the toy. Image new tab. That is a tiny image. Get a bigger one, please. There we go. That's a bigger one. Okay, there's that. Let me find the video I'm thinking of. Am I naked? Clearly. Obviously, I'm butt naked right now. What's like a good example here? It's just... Come on! I can't... Looking back at this shit, it's just... Oh my lord. Well, let me see what if I can find like the specific scene I'm looking for here. Like, bro, come on. Alright, so here's the toy. Right, there's the toy. This is what the toy looked like. Okay. Unfortunately, I don't have a profile shot of it, but she's got these big fuck-ass high heels. This, you know, titty breastplate, a whip, and a ponytail, right? In toy form. It's not that bad. Alright? It's not that bad. But this is as far as they went. Okay? See, it doesn't look that bad, but then look at how they depicted her in the fucking movie, alright?
More to your liking. I've a proposal for you.
And if I don't want to hear it?
Be reasonable, Vakama.
How do you know my name?
I know a great deal.
Come on, dude. Like, they knew what they were doing. Alright? They fucking knew what they were doing with her design. Guaranteed some parents complained. And they never ever went with another effeminate design ever again. They learned from their mistakes. Oh, now I can see this is 3 holes away. Whatever. There. This awakened so many kids. Unfortunately, it did. It had a non-zero impact on my psyche as a growing boy, that's for fucking sure. Need this. Did I fuck this up? No, I just didn't put these in like a fool. And that goes here. Jesus Christ, why am I so fucking hungry? I don't understand. I ate lunch. I had a massive breakfast. I had a sizable lunch. I am starving right now. I'm gonna have to get something to eat. I'm really fucking hungry. Come on. Slide on there. Come on now. There we go. That bit is complete. I can pop you on. See, we're doing some barbecuing tonight, so I am gonna have a sizable dinner. There we go. Arm is done. I'll put the rubber band on there for aesthetic reasons. I think that should be it, actually. It is. That is the last page. The blue one is complete. Pop the arm on there. It does not want to go in there. Come on now. Whenever you have to finagle more than 2 of these pegs into a hole at a time, take that in whatever context you so choose. It just does not want to cooperate. There we go. Voila. Blue one is done. Look at him in all of his glory. Now for the teal one. Now for teal. But I'm really thirsty. I'm gonna get something to drink and something to snack on. I'm starving. Give me like 2 seconds. Okay. I'm gonna fight off the hunger because I don't need to eat right now. I am really hungry, but I'm just gonna wait till dinner. For now, I'll just quench my thirst. Foot reveal? Come on now. I mean foot reveal. I love this shit. It's not healthy for you, but it is delicious. What did you just stumble into? You tell me. What do you think? Riddle me this, Batman! Why do I sound like fucking Skeletor? When I fucking... My Riddler impression sounds like fucking Skeletor. Riddle me this, Batman! Alright. Didn't need to put these here, but I did. You're telling me death is not healthy? I would highly advise against it. Strongly advise against it. Don't recommend dying. It's not a good time. Okay. Now then, time for the other one. Now we do the whole process over again, except with teal. Alright. We continue. Trying to draw a jet transformer, and the jet he turns into isn't translating well into a robot. Merits adjustments. Did I ever assemble a Tamiya tank model? No, I've not. They do look really fucking cool. And I'd like to get my hands on some tank models, because I think, you know, tanks are cool. Get some American tanks or some Russian tanks. Some German tanks too. British tanks. Lots and lots of tanks. Problem is, I just don't have a lot of space. Like, I have just my room, so I don't have a lot of space to put these things. So if I'm buying something, one, I have a limited time to put it together, and two, I don't have a lot of display space. I have to be very calculating with what I buy, lest I just have no room for it. I am saving up for a home, though. The problem is, homes are expensive, and it's going to take me a long time to not only pay off my fucking college loans, but also save up for a house. God willing, hopefully God will provide if I put in the effort. It will happen in due time. We shall see. Did I buy this set? No, this set was a gift. Gift from a couple of very lovely friends of mine for Christmas. I need 6 length piece. If I was very rich, I'd pay off your loans. I would have to refuse. It'd be a kind gesture, but those loans are my responsibility, unfortunately. But it is my job to pay them off. I took them on. I gotta pay him off. And indeed, my lovely friends are watching right now. One of them's in the chat right now. I don't know about the other one. I think he's just watching. It should be your country's job to make education affordable. I'm in agreement on that one. I'm not so much that it should be the government's job. It just shouldn't be this fucking expensive. It shouldn't be this expensive for how little you get in return. That's the main problem. Like, higher education and a degree really meant something 20 years ago. But now it's mega oversaturated, and the value of a degree in many different fields is way lower now than it was, again, 20 years ago. Oversaturation, too many people with degrees, not enough jobs to house all of these people. That kind of thing. So, yeah, before you go into higher education, you have to really, really do your research and make sure that the degree you're going for is going to result in you being able to get a well-paying job in, you know, X amount of years by the time you get it. EU students get 75% of their study. No, I know how other countries do it. My only concern is how much influence the government should have over that. I just agree that it shouldn't be this fucking expensive. At all. It's insane. You need at least 2 degrees to increase the chances to get a job. No, if anything, it's going to lower your... That's going to put you in twice the amount of debt, waste twice the amount of time, and probably not double your prospects of getting a job. You really got to have a skill. That's the main thing to go for. Got to have a skill, work towards developing a skill that has a market for it, and rely on that a lot more than just getting a piece of paper that says you know things. Because the main problem with higher education is a lot of people leave higher education without skills. And so when they go and apply for a job, no skill means no experience, means no job. Let's see, now we're going on the wheels here. No, yeah, and jobs in creative markets are absolutely in shambles right now because of, you know, AI. Why pay a human when a computer can do it for free? After you pay for the computer, of course. I'm making with a high school education than most of my college-educated friends. The shit's wild. No, yeah, that's the crazy part, is you don't need a degree in order to be successful in life. It's kind of it's like a soft lie they sell, at least Americans. They sell Americans like if you don't get this piece of paper, then you're gonna be a fucking loser your whole life. You're never gonna be able to have a house. You're never gonna find a wife. All women are gonna think you're gonna suck. Your family's gonna be sad with you. You know, they're gonna be so disappointed you wasted your potential. It's like, no, fuck off with that bullshit. Don't buy into that. They're trying to sell you something, and what they're trying to sell you are loans, so you can pay those off for the rest of your life and be in crippling debt. Wheels are on. Also, yeah, why pay more when you can get cheaper work from someone you import from the third world? Pay this guy a third to have the same amount of work done. Which happens all the time. See, I understand needing a high school diploma to do any kind of job, because you have to have like a certain baseline level of education, and in tandem with that, a baseline level of socialization. If you don't even have a high school degree, that means you're lacking both of those things. Baseline level of education and understanding and like reading ability. Like basic reading level is required too, right? Like a high school reading level. Not that our high schools are doing a good job of that either. America's test scores and reading levels and math levels are like some of the lowest in the fucking world right now, which is insane to think about. One of the wealthiest countries, and yet our math and reading scores are below third world countries, which is nuts. You'd think it'd be the other way around. That's alarming. Something's wrong. I'm a European and I don't remember shit from my high school days. I mean, you use it, you lose it, right? But what are you? You know, you're literate, you're socialized. There's a certain level of like social competence about your person, right? You get those things from high school, from being through some minimum level of education, which is why it's valuable. Like, you can read and write, obviously. You can't read and write, you can't do basically any fucking job. Let's see, I need these pegs. And this. No, the reason why America's test scores are so low is because of how we treat education. We treat education like a business. The more bodies you move through a classroom, the more funding you get. And so, if you're holding back students because they didn't learn something, you're not moving a body on to the next grade, which means you get less funding, which therefore means the salaries of the upper echelon of people that work in these systems become lower. So they're more incentivized to move people on to the next grade despite not knowing anything, because that means they get more dollars. Same thing where it happens at the higher education level, in colleges, right? More bodies moving through more classrooms means more profit. Doesn't matter if they learn, they have your money. Or they have the government's money, be it at the state or federal level. And that's why kids aren't learning. Doesn't matter where they're from. Not entirely anyway. Doesn't matter their familial background. Not entirely anyway. The biggest factor is that we're just not incentivized to teach kids. Because if you actually take the time to teach all the kids, including the ones that are behind, you're making less money. You're getting funded with less money, I should say. Which in turn means you're making less money because salaries are lower for superintendents and principals and what have you. It's bullshit. It's a fucking racket, which is why I don't want to work in the education system anymore. Because what am I incentivized to do? I could bust my ass trying to get a student, because I experienced this, right? I experienced this multiple times in higher education, in fucking like I taught college-aged students that had the reading levels of 6th and 7th graders. They couldn't even read out of a textbook. It's like, hey, can you read this for people to hear? They could not do it. So it's like, I can't catch them up. I don't have the time. And they're missing so many other things. It's like, it's impossible for me to teach them. So it's like, what the fuck am I gonna do? I can't properly do my job. So it's like, I can't, I'm out. I'm sorry. It's really frustrating. No, yeah, I taught multiple classes, you know, some years ago. And that was my experience. More often than not, you know. You had like a, you know, good bunches of students that were, you know, at the level they should be. But quite a few just were not. And it was rough. It was really rough. Maybe they just had anxiety, they couldn't read. No, their test scores were like the lowest out of everyone's. It wasn't that they just couldn't read, they could not do the work. And these were the same students that were getting D's and F's and still being moved on to the next grade level. They were still being passed somehow. Because, okay, it's my problem, not gonna be my problem anymore, gonna move it on to the next person. They're out of my hair, it's the next guy's problem. Out of my hair, it's the next guy's problem. That's why you have guys graduating from college that know nothing with like an 8th grade reading level. And they say C's get degrees. You get a C, you get a degree. There's truth in that. That's why the quality of a degree has plummeted. Because people are getting degrees and they don't know shit. They can't even fucking read. Oh, it's frustrating. Wait, I need a skinny peg. And that's like America, right? Other countries have different upsides and downsides to how they handle education, but America's education system is fucked. So fucked. Like, thank God I had good teachers. And thank God I didn't need, like, a lot of extra help when I was in school. Otherwise, I would not be in the position I am now. It'd be a lot harder. A lot harder. That's the wheel. Now it's time for where's the tread? There's the tread. School education needs to be reformed completely. All those classes on math wasted because I barely remember any of it. Dude, in college, I took so many bullshit courses. So many bullshit courses that I just did not need because they were state mandated required courses. I was studying geophysics, okay? But I had to take art history. I had to take theater. I had to take a whole bunch of I had to take like history I think is fine, but I had to take BS courses like that not only cost me more money, but also time. Do you think I remember any of that bullshit? Fuck no. It's to move more money through the school and get more money out of you. It's like, I don't need any of this. And they were fuck off classes. You didn't learn shit. It was a free A. You just got an A to bump your GPA. Wonderful. You didn't even have to go to class and you could still pass because they know that's what these classes are for. No, I took a theater, it was an arts in theater history. It was an arts history class focused on theater. My God. I wasn't a theater kid, don't worry. I don't have that ability. Nor do I ever want that ability. It's just not the kind of person I am. But yeah. Bullshit classes like that, man. Oh yeah, anthropology was another one. Anthropology would make some sense for an earth scientist, because if you have anthropological digs, archaeology, what have you, all that stuff falls into alignment with that. But it wasn't even about fucking anthropology. I can't actually talk about what the class was about. I wish I could. Otherwise, people will clip it and get mad at me on social media. But let's just say it wasn't about fucking anthropology. It was about a whole bunch of other bullshit. And what did I learn? Fuck all! I learned nothing. I learned to hour-and-a-half long speeches about bullshit I didn't care about. Wasting my fucking time and money. Could have spent that time studying something else that was more pertinent to my degree. Human history is interesting. I would like to have learned more about ancient human history. Did I get any of that? 5% in that class time was spent talking about human history. Otherwise, it was... I can't even say. I can't even talk about this bullshit capstone project we did at the end of the class. Yeah. Oh God, fucking almost. I almost walked out of that fucking class more than once. It was so fucking awful. I can't believe I have to sit here for an hour listening to this. I mean, I didn't have to. It's my time and money. But you couldn't pass the exams unless you copied down what she had on her slides that she would not upload onto the fucking internet, so you had to copy them verbatim, otherwise you were fucked. Agreed, I have to take so many pointless history and writing classes instead of my money management classes. No, yeah, it's a rat race. It's a shit show. It sucks. So much time and money wasted. Professors who don't upload slides are the absolute worst. See, I don't completely agree with that. If they say, hey, because you are supposed to show to class, right? You're supposed to show up to class, and if you don't, then you have to take it upon yourself to get the notes from somebody else, someone you know in class. That's a valuable thing to have to go through. But it's a pain in the ass when they don't tell you, hey, guess what? You better know this. They just say everything so passively, and then it's oh, you have to remember this one word on this one line on this one slide out of 100 slides, this massive girth of information. And if you don't remember this one thing, that's 20% of your exam. Fuck you, I guess. Can't do that. That's structuring your class poorly. Gotta have something that resembles a study guide. Well, no, I mean, once you're in college, you don't have... Well, some classes have mandatory attendance. And by mandatory, what that means is, if you miss more than 3 or 4 lectures, that's going to put you so far behind that you're probably going to be down 1 or 2 letter grades. But it depends on how hard you work. If you work hard and keep up, you can miss as many classes as you want. It doesn't matter that much. Do the assignments, do the studying, get people to give you the notes, what have you. Especially if it's for like a bullshit class that does not matter for your degree. It's a waste of your goddamn time. I wish it wasn't that way, but it is. It sucks. I've had professors who were like, it's your money and you're an adult, show up if you want. And profs who have said there are people who would kill to have your seat, so you're required to be here. The former is better. Your time, your money, you're an adult. You want to waste it? That's on you. If you have to guilt trip people into showing up for your class, maybe don't be a lame-ass teacher. That's my opinion. Like if you know that your course is only being completed to tick off a box, at least make it kind of entertaining for the people that really don't want to be there. You can be a good teacher, even if you're like having to explain something that's not pertinent to what they're actually wanting to study. You can make it engaging. And you know what? I will give props. This is not shitting on the professors that I had for like my art history class and my theater class. They knew what they were doing. They knew the position they were in. They were doing it so they could get their tenure, right? Teach all these kids that don't want to be here so they can tick off a box and move on to the classes that actually matter. They knew it. We all knew it. We had to be in that room. So they made it fun. They kept it lighthearted. We went to go see a couple of theater acts. We'd shoot the shit, make it entertaining. Props for them for doing that. Because my art history class was actually interesting. Because the chick that was teaching it was fun to listen to. And she knew she had to do that, otherwise no one was going to come, and then they would beat her ass. She would get in trouble. That's right. Put you there. Go in, please. There we go. Nice. And we need you. Still trying to find a Cauldron Bubbles hat. Nah, I mean, I like Cauldron Bubbles. I really don't need to own anything else in TF2. I don't. I need to not own anything else in TF2. Just need to stop it. Better to get an education in a small city because it's easier and not that many people graduate here. True. At least, I mean, you can get away with that in other countries, right? But like in America, if you don't go to like the prestigious school in this mega city with 50 million other people, like if you don't go to, I don't know, what are some big universities here? I don't know any of them. Like if you don't go to this university, well, your degree is not as good. Fuck you then. Why am I bothering at all? I have to go to this specific location and spend more money at Harvard, MIT. It's like, I have to go to this specific location and spend even more fucking money to get the same education, the same information, the same knowledge like as I could have gotten from an online university. Probably from people that are working harder because they want to keep their lower pay. No, fuck you. Not going on. Why? Did I fuck this up again? No, that's right. Why are you not collapsing enough? Now you should. All the way back. Okay, what gives? I wasn't paying attention. I think I fucked up. Shit! What did I fuck? What have I done? I have to like compare it to the other one to see what I did wrong. No, everything's lining up as it should. So what did I do wrong? What gives? Give me a second. I don't know what I screwed up. Why are you like not? Also, I'm building the Tarakava. I've built the blue one. Gotta build the green one. What have I done? What have I done here? This is unfortunate. Errors have been made, but I don't know what these errors are. What the fuck? No, yeah, that's correct. I have to inspect my work here to see where I screwed up. Did I not put it far out enough on the peg? That's there. Ah, yeah, I put it in the wrong spot. Fuck. I put it one hole back. Oopsie. I put it one hole too far back. I have to course correct here. Gotta take you off. Whoopsie doodle. We can fix this. You, actually... friend. Get off. Go here. Now I can put you back. Right where you belong. There we go. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas here. Fantastic. On. What's the point of even getting a degree nowadays? You'll be replaced by a fucking computer and will work on farm until machinery will get good and smart enough to replace you there. Future's grimdark. I wouldn't go down that far down the rabbit hole. I don't think we're gonna have automated farming equipment anytime in the future, and there's still plenty of other jobs that require human hands. I mean, again, plumbing, sewer maintenance, electricians, robots aren't going to be replacing these jobs anytime soon. There's also a lot of degrees that still have valuable outcomes. Medicine, for example. Always going to need doctors. Robots not going to replace that. Although there is an oversaturation of doctors because, you know, a lot of people know that AI is not going to replace that. At least not completely. Give me you and give me you. Make a degree tier list. I saw a video going through the most valuable and then the least valuable degrees. And it was really fucking funny. Like, if you're getting any kind of liberal arts degree, stop immediately. You are wasting your money. You will not get a well-paying job with a liberal arts degree. Stop it immediately. Cut your losses. Go learn a trade. I'm studying language and communications. You're going to be bankrupt. You're going to be $100,000 in debt. Good luck. I need these pieces. These two specifically. And this as well. Feminist studies. Yes. But I mean, because universities figured this out too. You can offer a bullshit degree that sounds cool on paper. Some idiot is going to pay for it, thinking it's actually going to be valuable and give them a leg up in society. When nope. Sorry, you're kind of fucked. Ooh shit! Don't fall. Let's see. That is not the right piece. This is the right piece. Just get an animation degree and then get fucked fast. Yeah, you gotta be... Yeah, don't... That's why I always tell people, don't think you have to go right into college as soon as you finish high school. Don't do it. It's not a smart move. Did I screw this up? Did I use the wrong length of peg here? No, I didn't. So what's the deal here? Why is this so long? Odd. Very odd. Yeah, and also if you when you're doing college, go into it when you can actually afford it. Don't go into debt for a degree that will not pay itself off in 5 years. And preferably don't go into debt at all for a degree, because it will not work out for you. Okay. You, and then you. Give me this and this. Yeah, student debt is so fun. Can you tell I'm bitter? I'm in a good position because I'm getting my shit paid off, but it still sucks having to deal with it. It's not pleasant. Like the rest of my life is delayed because I have to pay off these loans, which is like fucking awful. Yes, I did go to college. I got an undergraduate degree and a master's degree. I did indeed go to college. Do I regret it? Mostly not. I'm happy I got my education. Happy it gave me the experiences that I got and the knowledge I have, getting me into the position I have now, so I really can't complain. Would I have done things differently? Absolutely. Why don't more Americans study abroad? It's really expensive. Very expensive. And generally not worth it. Usually the studying abroad comes into play when you're, say, a PhD student and you're looking for someone to work under. But when it comes to, say, an undergraduate degree or something, no, studying abroad is usually not in the cards. It's too expensive. Unless some university really wants you, and then you can go on scholarship. That looks good. Yes. Okay, now we build the handle. Give me 2 of these. My school won't let you study abroad unless you are fluent in the language of the place you want to go to. That's also important. If you're going to a country that does not speak the language you do, that's going to be a complete waste of your time, because you're going to classes that are going to be in a different language, so what's the point? Also a factor. Also a factor indeed. Kind of strange in this day and age that the older generation can't prepare their children for the future like they used to. It's because here we go, I sound like an entitled millennial. It's because the current boomer and Gen X generations were at some point in their lives shifted things around to become overtly selfish, and thinking that the way that they were brought up is applicable to how society works now, where they think, oh yeah, you can just go work a 9-to-5 at some shit job and be able to afford everything, where that doesn't really work anymore. You need a lot more than just that. And so they're not willing to really give the support that their youngins need to get a leg up in the world. And so they keep all of their wealth to themselves and don't give it to their kids. So many stories I've seen. The world is not the same as it was in the fucking 1960s. My stream dashboard crashed. Fuck. Thank you, Brave, for crashing yet again. I don't know why you do this consistently. It's very annoying. Refresh. Also, why is this not going yet? Get in there. Boom. Body done. Arm time. I do not know what I'm going to tell my son. The landscape is changing so much. What advice can I give that will be irrelevant? I can only really help with love and financial stuff. I mean, that's the best you can do, really. That's something that terrifies me about having a kid, man. Props for you for having a kid. Jesus Christ. I would be mortified to have a child. In current year, not only because of the expense of raising a child, but because how can I prepare them for a world that is changing so rapidly? I can prepare them for, like, the things I know and the things I grew up with, but the things I grew up with aren't going to be relevant in 20 years. 10 years, even. That's spooky. And honestly, man, you can't worry about these things too much. Focus on what you know, right? Focus on what you know. Give him the information you can. And whenever trouble arises that he can't figure out and you don't know what to do either, help him. Be there for him. Work together on it. That's what a family's for, you know? That's really all you can do. To be a good parent is just be there for your kid, even if you don't have an immediate solution. You can be there to help them work one out. Give advice where you can. I'm giving parenting advice like I have children, but that's just my opinion. How do I advise them on dating? The apps weren't that popular when I was young. How do I advise them on work? Everything is changing so fast. No, honestly, the dating thing, man, I feel like the dating thing is just pretty cold cut. You have to go where people are. You have to go out where the people are, otherwise you're not going to meet people. Meeting people online is almost always a dead end. I think that's going to be a universe. That's just a human constant. Is if you want to build a meaningful relationship with anybody, most of the time it cannot be online. Yeah, you have to meet them in person. You can have friends online. That works pretty well because you can spend a lot of time with someone online and get to know them. But when it comes to an actual relationship, going towards marriage, that kind of thing, online, only online, immensely difficult. Knock this down a couple holes here. Shit. There we go. Pop you on. Nice. No, not online marriage. It's not even it probably is a thing now. People get, like, married in Second Life or in VR chat now, which is probably not legal, not legally binding anyway. But it's symbolic more than anything else, but people do it. I've seen it. Zoom call marriage? That probably happened a non-zero amount of times during COVID when you were not allowed to go outside. In fact, I think I remember seeing a news story about that. Like a whole bunch of people getting married through a Zoom call. That's terrifying to think about. The thing about going out to talk to people is that I'm afraid of making people uncomfortable, so I just don't talk to anyone at all. Listen, man, that's just normal. Like, you're not gonna be... You can't control how other people react. Not completely. That's out of your hands. If you want to talk to somebody, talk to them. And if they're uncomfortable, well, it's not entirely under your control. There's basic things you can do, like, please don't be naked. Please bathe and shower. Please be cordial and respectful to another stranger. You know, you can do the basic things that'll make people want to be around you, right? The basic societal expectations. But when it comes to, like, your personality, if what you say or do makes someone uncomfortable, it's like, okay, well, probably not someone worth being around then. Assuming you met all the other, like, expectations, like hygiene is a big one, and don't be naked. Unless you're, like, at a nudist beach or something, and then I think that's a different story, but we're not talking about that. One away. This one here. Two of these. here. And then I need another one. Here. Go there. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Copy there. There we go. Good. I can't shower. I'm so sorry. If you can't shower, I'm afraid it's terminal. There's not much you can do for it. It's over for you. How dystopic? I don't want to say hi all the time. I mean, how else are you gonna greet a stranger? How else will you greet a stranger if not hello? I don't know how people don't like showers. Most people like being in a state of good hygiene, I think. Those that don't have experienced some form of trauma in their life that they have yet to work through, I believe. Something happened to them as a kid, and they have stuff to work on. Yeah, don't hit him with the greetings, milady. That's a quick like. Just don't be fucking weird. In other words, like don't be fucking weird. Yeah, it's generic advice, but just don't be fucking weird. Don't be fucking weird. It's that easy. So simple. Don't be weird. Oh, hello. I'm not reading it as you typed it. Hello, princess. Hello, princess. How are you today? Oh, you're so beautiful. Don't do shit like that. You walk up and address a stranger as princess, you're gonna get pepper sprayed. Thing is, that's the benefit. Everyone's fucking weird. No one's normal. So, just hold that in heart. It'll be okay. No one's fucking perfect. If they can't match your weirdness, then probably wasn't gonna work out anyway. Hello, young lady. Oh my god. That would be awful. Don't do that, please. For the love of God, don't do that. Okay, that arm is done. Now we build the head. You know what sucks the heads means? Don't greet someone by saying that. Do you know what sucks the heads means? It's probably like a mega don't do that. Don't do it. Wait, I need a 3 peg. I am building the Tarakava. Bionicle set. I have the first one done. I'm now building the second one. I should probably keep it where it's more visible as in like doing progress. So put it like here. That'll do. Should I show my day of my Bionicle collection? Listen. When you're dating someone, be yourself, obviously, but hide your power level until you have like a good foundation established with the person you're speaking with. Hit him with the weirder stuff later on. Otherwise, you might scare him off. Don't lead with check out my Bionicle collection. I think that'll strike the fear of God in them, and they'll run. Ever had a Bionicle but I like building things, so I might consider getting one? Hell yeah, man. These are all very old toys at this point, so any you're buying are going to be secondhand. But, they're fucking cool. Awesome Legos. Yeah, dude, I will not tell her about the people in my basement on the first date. Yeah, my prisoners I keep in my basement. Don't do that. Strongly advise against it. You want to come check out my prisoners? Could you fucking imagine? Hey, come check out my prisoners in my basement. You might like them. This one's name's Dave. It just makes me think of the Gimp from Pulp Fiction. Maybe hold off on that stuff until later. Did I? No, I didn't. I'm stupid. forgot a peg. Always bust out the full Gen 1 Poke crap on the first date. Listen, considering how mainstream Pokemon cards are now, that might actually work in your favor. Because they're really mainstream right now. Super mainstream. I used the wrong fucking peg again. Shit. Fuck. Yeah, given how mainstream Pokemon is now, I think it would be a smart move. Oh my god, I know that one! That card's worth like $800, right? Instant flex on not only your value as a man, but also your investments. That will just work out for you. Flex the Pokemon cards. I soft ghosted a really nice woman I met online because she kept talking about her bulimia and self-ending ideation. I feel bad about it. Listen, man, you can't fix people. You can't. If someone is that, it just, no. You gotta have someone that's like mentally there. I think that's okay. Someone can be super nice, but if they have like a major mental journey they said they still have to go through, you gotta think about whether or not it's gonna be worth it. Do you really like this person enough to go through this mental journey with them and be there to support them? That kind of thing. And if someone's suffering from something like that, well, you gotta weigh your options. I wouldn't feel bad about it. You just have to think about what's worth it for you. And if it's not worth it for you, then don't feel bad about it. How can I get my free women? Dating apps, apparently, if Wheezy's advice is to be taken into consideration. You find the free women on the dating apps. Or eBay. Optimus Prime saying ebay.mp4. What have I done? This is all correct. I need this one. Can I get a hashtag free women? Yeah, we get us some hashtag free women going on in the chat right now. Go for it. Lay it on us. I cannot decipher what the fuck they did with this headpiece. So this goes on the front. All right, that's good. Or hashtag free brick. Absolutely. This is such a weird configuration. Do I know how to get free women legally outside the traditional way? Mail order brides. Or as the kids say, become a passport bro. You're gonna have to go overseas and explore your options. This is a mind-boggling one. What the fuck did they do here? Did they turn it? Except it's on this side. Yeah, it's on that side, yeah. Except the pegs changed direction. Why? Bring this over here. Human trafficking isn't illegal if you don't get caught. Words to live by. Actually, don't live by those words. I can't advise that. Oh, for fuck's sake. I remember this being annoying when I was a kid. It's so funny. I actually do remember specific part together. How the fuck do we do this? The rounded bits go on the inside, but the way they angle fucks it. The 5-piece goes here. Okay. That? No, that's still not right. This is just like coming out to be more narrow than I remember. I guess that is right. There we go. There we go. There's the noggin. There's the head. You'll like to see it. Now we can put this back. Front. So. Nice. Now we need the claw and the head. Claw goes down there. Head goes up here. Nice. Except that is not as. Your streams bring me bad luck. I've broken a phone, burnt hair, nicked myself shaving, and spilled way too many drinks while watching your stuff. Maybe stop. If my streams really are bringing about that much bad luck for you, I think I have to, in your best interest, advise against watching my streams anymore. If it's becoming that much of a hazard, you might have to cool it. You might have to walk away. Also, I missed a step. I need this piece. Ecologist text. I'm not an ecologist. I'm a geologist. Granted, I'll take anything at this point. It's so funny. Like, I think people do it as like a bit of a meme. Not shitting on you, guy. I'm just saying it as like a joke. But like a lot of people kind of meme like, well, he's like a fucking, he's a physicist or he's a ecologist or what have you, or he's a botanist. I've seen so many iterations of my own job when people describe me. Did I put this shit on backwards? I did. Fuck! How the fuck? I'm angry. Put the head on backwards. And I have to pull the whole thing apart. Turn it around. The long bits go the opposite direction. There we go. We'll get there in the end. I think. Oh shit, where'd you go? I lost you. You go here. Don't know how you managed to get loose. Slide you back in. There we go. Now the head is in proper form. Okay, now I need these bits. Here. Still planning on having a talk. No, yeah, no, I'm still going to have a talk with Mastercoms. We've just not planned it yet. It's not canceled. Don't worry. It's going to happen. And when it happens, I'll let you know. When it happens, I will let you know. Okay, now I'm missing a couple pieces. I'm missing 2 flat pegs. What gives? Did I accidentally use the wrong kind of peg? Somewhere I may have like a dope, but oh well. We can manage. Slide that in. Okay. Pop this there. Nice. Slide this in. Angle you down. Did I see that one of my main channel videos appeared in the recommended feed of an archive of a YouTube video in the EpiPen files? I don't think that's true. And if it is, I don't care. People are just gonna call me pedophile anyway, and I don't give a fuck at this point. They've run out of labels. I'm just so used to it. I'm used to people calling me fucking everything at this stage. This is very flimsy. I don't know if it should be this flimsy. I don't remember this being this flimsy, but I'm just gonna roll with it. I don't think it's supposed to be. Did I miss another piece somewhere? I'd be so fucking mad if I did. Oh my god, I used the wrong piece. Makes me so mad. How many times am I gonna have to open this fucker up again to just put the right piece in? Oh my god. Out. Copy you the rest of the way out. Come on. There we go. Bring this back around. Come on now. Then slide you on. Then bring you back. There we go. That's way more firm. That's what I was expecting. Okay. Now the head's built properly. Cool. Now we're good. Angle you around. Slide you on. And there. Oh. There. Except that did not go in all the way. What the fuck, man? What gives? You stay there. You go here. Get in there. There we go. Head is on. Head is on. Now for the other arm, and then we are home free. So this action here. One, there's two. I played on VIP Badwater yet? Yes, I have. It sucks. Like, it's Badwater, so playing on Badwater is fun, but it being VIP is even more steamrolly than it usually is. And just getting the VIP to the first point is fucking brutal on that map. And that's why Valve went with Payload instead. VIP mode. Love listening to your stream. They're really good when you're doing art. Just say thanks. No, yeah, I appreciate it. I'm happy you like what I do. Much appreciated. I'm amazed as many people watch me as they do. Even now. Like, I haven't made a main channel video in over a month. I haven't made a big main channel video since my Meet Your Mash one. I swear to God I'm working on one. It's just taking a while to cook, as the kids say. It's getting there. It just needs more time. Because I find myself like, okay, yeah, the video's almost done. It's like, oh, fuck, and I have to go back and, like, write a whole new section for it, because if I do, it'll make it that much better. That kind of thing. So, I promise I'm working on a video. It's just taking me longer than I thought. Also, it's so much Team Fortress 2. It is so much Team Fortress 2. And, like, I don't want all of my free time to be only Team Fortress 2, so I like doing other things that are, you know, different. Gotta spice things up, otherwise I will go insane. How long do I think the video will be? The first video that I'm working on is probably going to be about an hour. Probably about an hour long. I think it's about as short as I can manage to get it, which is fine. I think it'll be a rather entertaining video that even the common fan will enjoy. So don't you worry about that. Also, did I just like really fuck that up? What did I do wrong here? What? I'm actually going insane. What have I done wrong? What? No, I'm just retarded. Never mind. Let's see here. I need these. Popping in. Over. Ow. What other games would you make long-form video essays if you couldn't do TF2 content? I mean, I'd like to make more. I'd like to make a Metroid video, specifically why Metroid Prime 4 is fucking awful. Because everyone hits on the very surface level stuff. They don't really go into a deeper dive about why the game's fucking awful. And that would make for a very, very good long-form video, so people understand why the game has still not sold over 1 million copies, because it sucks. It's not good. Nintendo royally fucked that one up. And also, I don't know. Beyond that, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what other videos I could make. Even then, it's like, I don't know, man. I'm not sure. I'd have to really think about it. Other games I like, other, maybe anime I like, something to that effect. The problem is, all the other things I like are old, and a lot of things have already been said about them. So I don't know what new things I could bring to the table. What new points I could bring to the table to make these things interesting. So, I don't know. It would warrant experimentation. See what I could do. Also, I put the fucking arm on the wrong side. No! So, win? God, that fucking game is a disaster. I cannot believe how they dropped the ball in that game, man. Alright, there we go. That's correct. Now that's correct. The fist is on. I can get this on there now. Love to see more on Texas geology. I mean, I could do that. Those are much bigger investments because it would require travel to make them interesting. I could do that, but I don't know. I'm not much of a cinematographer by nature. Foot's on there. Good. Now we need the little ball. Wrong side. I'll do a brief mock boxing once they're built here. We're almost done. Right, that little bit there. Okay. That's good. Give me 2 of these. Don't run away from me. There. We are almost done, ladies and gentlemen. Last 2 pieces. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. There we go. Then, up there. Rubber band. Rubber band. And it broke. Fuck. Last one, hopefully will not break. It did not. Fantastic. Okay. Am I missing something? No, I don't think I am. So that just hooks on to there. And that's all correct. Oh yeah, I guess they just left that peg there for some reason. I'm not really sure why they did that, but they did. No matter. arm is on. Now I can finish his eyes. Because these 2 pegs were the last ones I needed. Would I do knitting or crocheting stream? No. It's not exactly my, my form of preferred hobby. Eyeballs in there. Get you. Stick you on. With the other. Get the mask on there. Close the mouth. And voila. They are done. A complete Bionicle Terracotta set for your viewing pleasure. Broken rubber band and 3 spare parts. You'll love to see it. It's like the idea is you'd hold the toys by their handle like this and you'd make them box like that. I don't want to extend the arm too much because I don't want to break the rubber bands that I have. So like you punch them and like, you know, knock the masks off. But I want to be gentle with these because of how old they are. So there you go. There's your nice terracotta set. Thank you to my lovely friends who got this for me as a Christmas gift. Now I have like this mountain of plastic bags to throw away. Boxing stream, please. Oh lord. I don't even know how that would go. Echo, what are you doing? It's not dinner time yet. You eat at the same time every day, and you're not getting your dinner a moment sooner. There's this. There. Okay. That's, I mean, that's it. I don't know what else to do now. That's the... This took way longer than I thought. I did not think it was going to take almost 3 hours to build these things. But here we are. Here we are 3 hours later. Where should I put them? I need to put them somewhere safely on display, where if they fall, they're not going to completely shatter and fall apart. How old are these? These are 25-year-old Lego sets. 25-year-old Lego sets. Let me see if I can put them somewhere safe. I have no room in the cabinets, so I guess for now, I'll set them down here. So if they fall, they won't get shattered. Echo, it's not dinner time. I'm gonna feed her so she leaves me alone. Alright, fat fuck, come on. Okay, well, I don't know. It's kind of late to start playing TF2 Classic now, or Classified, rather, now. So, I don't know. I guess I'll call it a stream there. I guess. Mouse pad off the floor here. Maybe what I will do is, I feel bad for not doing something TF2 today. Maybe I will, I don't know. We'll see how I feel. We're doing a cookout tonight, but after we eat dinner, if I'm feeling up for it, I might just do a second stream this evening where I play TF2 Classified. And so if that happens, I'll be back in a few hours. If you don't hear from me, that means I ate too much and I decided to go to bed instead. So that might be what's gonna happen. But if I'm feeling up for it, I'll fire up another stream this evening and I'll play TF2 Classified. If I have the energy. If I don't have the energy, then I'm not gonna do it. So thank y'all for hanging out for 3 hours, watching me build a Bionicle set. Thank you all for your lovely donations. You paid me to build a Bionicle set, so thank you. It's cool, but yeah, y'all take care. If I come back on again later, you'll know inside the Discord. If not, I will see you next week. I really gotta bust ass making this video. My God, I am so sorry I'm taking so long on this next video. It's just gotta be airtight, is all it is. It's just gotta be airtight. Anyway, y'all take care. And maybe I'll see you later today. If not, then next week.